Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I do every single week on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. It is a show in which we come together as a channel, as a community, and have a very good time. There are folks that show up 30 minutes before this show actually begins because it's like a pre-show. The chat is like a pre-show, but we are here together as a group every Sunday night at 7:30. And during this time, we try to accomplish a few things. First and foremost, we have a lot of fun. Second, I give you a preview of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of the week. And then we also spend a healthy amount of time talking about some news and current events, things that may be top of mind for me and may be top of mind for you. And then we just mix it up. We literally just mix it up, and whatever topic comes up in the chat is what we end up talking about. And then the very last thing that we do, is we give away a cool slab every single week. This is our 70th episode, and we have given away more than 70 slabs because we do it every single week. And I want to welcome you guys to the Ready, Set, Go preview show. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I want to officially invite you to subscribe to the channel. I want to encourage you to hit that button, turn on notifications so that you can stay abreast of all the content that I release from the channel on a weekly basis. I release videos Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then I also go live a couple of times a week, including the show we are doing right now, the Ready, Set, Go preview show. So I want to invite you guys to hang out. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. If you haven't, man, this is your official invitation to actually do so. We have several things that we are going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about a new Marvel variant that is going to be coming out. We're going to talk about the passing of a legend. We are also going to spend a little bit of time talking about an announcement, a channel announcement. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to give away a slab. Masters of the Universe #1. Man, it is a gorgeous book that one subscriber will actually receive this week. I'm going to give it away tonight. It's going to put it in the mail tomorrow. One person will receive this book this week. And then I'm also going to show you guys before the show is out another really cool book that will be given away this coming week. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. I am like this close to just busting out in a profuse sweat. I'll be completely honest with you. I have a gray shirt on. It is not a good look. I probably should have wore a red shirt or a black shirt or something like that. It has been a day full of activity here at the house, a lot of relaxation, but then I worked out, then I did some things around the house, took a shower, and I have not yet cooled down. So if you guys see me sweat, it is not because I'm nervous. It is because it is hot in here. So let me say hello to some comic book soldiers that have joined me here for the Ready, Set, Go preview show. I definitely appreciate you guys. Comms Collections, how you doing, brother? Randy Resnick, how you doing? Legally Burning. So this dude right here is such a talented artist. I follow him on the Instagram machine, and first became aware of him when CGC highlighted him probably 4 months ago, maybe. They highlighted him as a super talented artist. Legally Burning, fantastic artist, creative approach. Check him out. Check him out on the Instagram machine. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for joining. I believe that this is your first live stream, and I want to welcome you officially. Tina is in the house. The Blue Wrench is on deck, keeping order in the room. Shout out to all the blue wrenches that happen to be in here. Bearded Comic Collector, my man Jerry, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Joe is in the house. He put up a post earlier today. Amazing fantasy, but not the one you were thinking of. It was marked free, and it was still a fantastic book to add to your collection. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for tagging me with that. That was cool. It's cool to see that. Master Blaster's in the house, brother. It is good to see you. Matt Woods is in the house. my man. Scrolling down through the names here, seeing who else we have here. Jeffrey P is in the room. Jeffrey, it's good to see you. Scrolling. Let's see who else we have in here. My Canadian brother, Rush Diehard. How you doing? Pretty fly for a Filipino guy is in the house. My man, Hawkeye Al. How you doing? It is good to see all you cats up in here. I want to thank you guys for spending just a little bit of your Sunday night with me hanging out. And as I mentioned, there is several things that we are going to get through in the agenda here. One thing I do want to do is give a huge shout out to Joa, Vika, and my man Matt. All three of these guys are Patreon members that decided to increase their support via Patreon this week, and I want to thank you guys. I definitely appreciate the continued support that you guys have continued to provide to the channel. Right, the resources that are provided go towards the things that we do here on the channel. Right, all the money kind of moves around, and it allows me to do more and more things. So I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge Joa, Vika, and Matt for their very generous contributions to Patreon. And the Patreon folks, if you guys haven't noticed, I've been trying to put out more and more content on Patreon. What I'm doing is I'm actually layering some of the things, right? So depending upon your tier, you get certain things. And there are folks that are in one of the higher tiers that have been receiving a healthy amount of insight into some of the things that are going to be forthcoming from the channel. Regardless of your tier, does not matter the amount. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys, because you certainly do not have to do any of what you are doing. And for those that do something, my goal is to continue giving something back to all of you to say thank you. So I definitely appreciate the ongoing support. All right, so let me scroll down in the chat here, seeing what you guys are talking about, making sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, you guys are still greeting one another, which is a good thing. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about is Marvel. Marvel is drawing a line in the sand. And they are drawing a line in the sand to continue to differentiate themselves from DC. And we're not going to get into what DC is doing. We spent a lot of time on the last couple of weeks kind of talking about what DC is doing and how I honestly, I wish them well, but I do believe that what they are doing is a mistake. I think it's a mistake. But I wish them well. I hope that it all works out. But Marvel is doubling down. Marvel is doubling down on the notion that they stand with local comic shops. Marvel is very clear about that and have been for these many months that we've all been on lockdown. And today I became aware of what they have announced, which is essentially a new variant that they are coming out with. It is a new variant to make it official that New Comic Book Day is on Wednesday. They are not messing around. Marvel is not messing around. So they are coming out with basically a new variant, if you will. And I don't know whether this thing is actually going to have any value beyond any other book, right? But I think it's hilarious that they are basically coming out with some variants. And these comics that are going to be dropping the week of July 15th. So we are basically a little, month or so away. Amazing Spider-Man 44, Avengers, Captain Marvel, Empire, Fantastic Four. You guys can read this. Giant Size Magneto. Oh, I am so waiting for that book. I am waiting for that one. These books will all feature a variant cover, an on sale Wednesday variant cover. And so if you take a look here, basically what they're going to be doing on the right side is all of them are going to just have this indication, if you will, that New Comic Book Day is on Wednesday. And it's honestly just Marvel, I think, having a little fun, putting a little bit of a thumb in the eye, if you will, of what DC has chosen to do. So here's Marvel's statement on the sale. On the on sale Wednesday initiative. Marvel is back with new comic book issues on July 15th. Since Wednesday has been known as New Comic Book Day for many years, Marvel is offering up a reminder in the way of these variant covers. Retailers can use them in stores to remind customers that every Wednesday is the day for new comics and to make mine Marvel. You gotta love it. You gotta love what Marvel is choosing to do right here. It is a little bit of a thumb in the eye, if you will, to what DC is choosing to do, and they're sending a signal. They are sending a signal, for better or worse, that they stand with local comic shops who have not been very pleased with what it is that DC is attempting to do. So I thought that was an interesting little tidbit. I honestly cannot wait. I have been waiting for this giant size Magneto, man. I've been waiting for this thing for quite some time. It was originally supposed to come out, and then it was delayed, and they actually switched in the giant size Nightcrawler instead of the Magneto. And I was like, after the Jean Grey Emma Frost thing was not very good, I was like, okay, well, let's give the Nightcrawler a shot. And it wasn't bad, but it wasn't the Magneto, right? And if you think about how Jonathan Hickman has been writing Magneto up until this point with House of 10 and Powers of X, I was super excited for how he was going to do an entire issue dedicated to the man of magnetism, and then to have it to be delayed and all this other stuff. So I am finally going to be able to get my hands on that gorgeous cover, that white cover, as well as the overall book. So I'm definitely pleased that July 15th isn't that far away. I mean, it's pretty far away, but before you know it, it will definitely be here. So shout out to Marvel for having a little fun. I'm gonna go back to the chat here to see what you guys are talking about, see what I missed out on. You guys are still having a conversation amongst yourselves. Pretty fly for a Filipino guy says, I don't have gas money to go in the store. I don't have gas money to go to the store on Tuesday and Wednesday. Brother, I'm gonna just tell you right now, just pick one. Pick one. The one you pick is Wednesday, right? That is traditionally the day for new comics. That's the day you go. 70% of comics that come out are still coming out on Wednesday. Why? Because DC has roughly 30% of the market, and they are choosing to do some other stuff. So Wednesday is the day when I will slide through the comic shop. Let me see. I have a pull list and usually pick up my books on Friday due to work. Nothing wrong with that. Metal God, welcome. I think this is the first time that I've seen your name in a live stream. Welcome. If you happen to be a first time person here to the channel, to the live stream, I definitely want to welcome all of you guys. So let me scroll up. What Bearded Comic Collector? Immortal Hulk is my favorite new comic series along with the Marauders. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Both of those series are fantastic. Both of them. Immortal Hulk is incredible. From issue number 1, I was captivated by that. And the same can be said for Marauders. Marauders is just so well done. So well done that it is fantastic. Anybody that's like new comics aren't good needs to read maybe those 2 books. And there's many others. There's many other new books that I could cite that are fantastic, but those 2 are 2 that I do believe is really good. Jerry, shout out to you, brother. I definitely appreciate you acknowledging that there is some good stuff that is coming out right now. So scrolling, if I was a comic store, I just hold my DC books to it. Hey, that might be what they end up doing, brother. I mean, the thing is, most comic shops, to be honest, that I've heard from and seen talk are basically like, we're only ordering enough stuff for pull lists. Most comic shops are saying that, but I will tell you that it was really interesting because there was a notice. I want to say it was like 2 days ago that DC and Diamond have worked out a new deal. It's an interesting thing where they're like, you can still like reorder from Diamond. You can still reorder DC books from Diamond until like the end of July. I mean, it's just it's strange. It's so strange, and it's so chaotic, and it is just an illustration of how there is, in my opinion, a lack of a true strategy at DC. It is because it is such a cluster. It is such a cluster. Scrolling through the comments here, DC should just come out with their own new comic book day. It's Tuesday variant cover. Don't do that. Don't do Joe, you tried to cause trouble up in here. Let me scroll through the comments here. All right. Mark Spector, how you doing, brother? He says Immortal Hulk is a good read. Yes, indeed it is. My most recent Immortal Hulk is 33 variant stranger story than usual. Scrolling through the comments here. Immortal, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Almighty Liger King. Hopefully giant size Magneto isn't a giant man, brother. as I said, that was a fiasco. That was honestly, that Jean Grey Emma Frost thing, that was not good. It was not, it was ungood. And I think that's actually a technical term. The Nightcrawler was slightly better. It was slightly better, right? But the Magneto, man, the way that Jonathan wrote Magneto and some of those issues of House of X and Power of 10, the arrogance of that guy, man, the I am a god kind of tone. Oh my goodness, a whole book dedicated to that guy. Man, he better crush this one. He better crush this one, because this is the stuff, man. That cover, the white helmet, the whole 9 yards. Fingers crossed right there. Let me scroll down to the bottom, see what else you guys are talking about. Let me see. What good Incredible Hulk comics should I start with? Start with the, man, honestly, you may have to start with a trade, brother. If you're talking about Immortal Hulk, you know what I would do, man, honestly, is I would check out, if you check out some of those early issues of the original Incredible Hulk series, like 1 through 6, you read those digitally, you jump over to Immortal Hulk, starting with issue number 1, you maybe grab it digitally, or you grab a trade paperback. It's a good read. It's a good read. Some of those books can be a little expensive, especially like that Dr. Fry first appearance. I want to say it was like issue 3 or something like that. They can be a little pricey, but it is a good read. It really is. Scrolling through the comments here. Let me see what She Spawn is in the house. How you doing, She Spawn? It is definitely good to see you. See what else you guys are talking about. Yeah, man. Here, I'm gonna just put that one up. I'm not even gonna read that one. I'm gonna just put that one on the screen so you guys can see that one. Yep. And that's the thing, man. That is the thing, is that you release your new comics, your comics on Tuesday. Tuesday is the day that a lot of comic shops are using as prep day in order to get ready for Wednesday, which is New Comic Book Day, which is the busiest day of the week, right? And so all of the comic shops, mostly in the United States, are really geared up for Wednesday, because that is the day in which it historically has been. The whole business is set up for Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? And so you want to go a day earlier. That's cool. That's something you can do, but you still only represent 30% of the overall business. So you got to get in line. All right. Let me see. Matthew, DC leaving Diamond sums up 2020 for some. 2020 has been a monster of a year. All right. So one other thing I will tell you guys about before we get to this last thing that's in the agenda is that I have for probably 6 months or so, I've had a secret goal. And my secret goal has been to find ways to expand my sphere of influence beyond just YouTube. Right. That has been my goal. And my move to Twitch, right? So the move to Twitch is something that has been on my mind for a long time, right? I was looking at Discord. I was looking at all different kinds of platforms, trying to figure out where I wanted to go. But the move to Twitch was purposeful, because the goal is to kind of expand the sphere of influence beyond just the YouTube machine. It's part of the reason why I launched a website. It's part of the reason why I'm on Instagram. It's part of the reason why I'm on Twitch. But as part of that goal, what I wanted to do was to try to partner with a website or partner with an app in order to expand, again, the influence and to be able to reach more people, to reach beyond what we are doing here on the YouTube. Not that this isn't good, but you want to try different things. You want to try to continue to grow and develop. And so it gives me great pleasure to actually say that I have been able to establish an opportunity, a project, if you will, with Key Collector app. And I've been using Key Collector app for the last 2+ years. And anyone that talks to me privately, publicly, I recommend the app because I use the app, right? I use the app. I enjoy the app, which is why I recommend it, because it works for me. It literally is something that I use almost daily, depending upon what is actually going on. If I'm out hunting for comics, I'm using that app. I'm using that app, and I'm using Go Collect because I'm trying to figure out, is this book significant? If it's significant, what is the price of this book? Is this a book that I want to buy and add to my collection, right? So we have developed a little bit of a relationship, and Nick and I first spoke a couple of years ago. We first spoke a few years ago when I think he was like ramping things up, and we had a good conversation, and it's taken some time, right, for us to actually get to the point where we want to work together. And it's not his fault, not my fault. It's just, people are busy. So we have now we're going to do a little bit of a project together, and I'm very excited about it. And it has a lot to do with the collection that I recently purchased. And what we're going to be doing is highlighting some of the cool books that I have found in the collection on Key Collector app. And I'm not going to tell you more than that. But I will tell you that as soon as the feature goes live on the app, I will probably go live to talk a little bit more about it. But I'm very pleased that I'm able to accomplish one of my goals, to continue trying to grow and to be able to reach more people in a different way. And so it's definitely a cool thing for me, and I'm pleased to be able to announce it to you guys. I hope that you guys will be able to support it on the on Key Collector app. Definitely something cool, something cool. So let me see what else you guys yeah, so Legally Bernie's talking about here, what is DC's plan with digital? Are they really thinking people want straight digital books? I can't see that happening. No, you know what, I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that honestly, Legally Burning, what they are doing is those books that aren't selling well, they're basically just making those books digital. I think that's the thing, is that they're basically taking those books that aren't selling very well and they're making them digital. And because they don't have to print them, and they still basically charge almost the same price for a digital book as they do for a print book, yet they don't have the cost of printing involved, they actually make more money. And so those books that aren't necessarily selling that well, they move over there, they actually make more money. I don't think that DC wants to go all digital. I do not think that that's what they want to do, but I think that they have some books that people like to buy that aren't selling enough to put them in stores, but digital is a good option, so I think that that's what's happening. So scrolling through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling scrolling made sense if you took oh my goodness. So FaceTime says the Jean Grey and Emma Frost Jean Grey, it doesn't really matter, made sense if you took acid before you read it. And here's the thing, I don't take acid, man, and it made no sense to me. It was not a good read. It was not a good read at all. Scrolling through the comments here. What is this? What is this? What did that say? Regie, you're going to have the My Jam tab on the key. I don't know what it's going to be called, to be honest with you. I haven't even seen it, man. But I'm definitely pumped about it. Let me see what else you guys are talking about. I'm scrolling through the comments here. Thank you, man. Thank you. I don't know, man. I think a couple of things that Nick, I don't know what the dude's schedule is. I'm gonna be completely honest. I think the dude's busy just like everybody else, to be honest. He does his thing with Tom, and I definitely don't want to interfere with that. I don't know. We've never really spoken about it, to be honest with you. I mean, you guys know I by and large do my thing, right? I do my thing, and I try not to do things that resemble other people, you know what I'm saying? And so he's welcome to come on the show. We've never spoken about it, and maybe we will. I honestly don't know. But yeah, I think he's definitely a good guy. He and Tom seem to have a really good relationship. They're doing some really cool stuff, and I definitely applaud both of them for what it is that they do independently and collectively. That's a dope collaboration. Yeah, he's a cool guy, man. He's a cool guy. So thank you, brother Randy Resnick. I definitely appreciate that, bro. So I will tell you guys, wish I had that variant of Ultimate Fallout. Man, many people do, man. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, man, I was not touching that book, right? I'm not touching it because I felt like this is my opinion, I felt like it was overpriced before, and I believe that it is certainly overpriced now. But again, it's a red ocean, man. It is a red ocean. And in red oceans, that causes just lots of chaos, right? If you think about the videos that I released, we talk about red ocean versus blue ocean. We talk about the emotional state of collectors. We talk about FOMO. What you are seeing is all of that. You are seeing the red ocean, the emotions, the fear of missing out in full effect. And that's when you don't touch it. And the question you ask yourself, if you're blue ocean, where are the opportunities? When all of the money is being spent over here, where are the other places that you could potentially go? And I trust me when I tell you, there are a lot of other opportunities out there for us to be able to pick up. As much as I want Ultimate Fallout, right? I want the book. I'm going to be completely honest. I want the book, but I will not buy it. I will not spend my money on that right now, and I'll wait. Definitely a red ocean. We'll be waiting on the man. I'm telling you, brother, catch that blue wave, bro. Catch that blue wave for sure. Scrolling through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about, seeing what I missed. I don't think Nick is with I don't know. I thought he was just on there this last week. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know, man. I do my thing. I do what I do. Chaotic Kindness, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Let me see what else you digging in, Reggie. Let's see if he calls it that. Let's see what he decides to call it. And I honestly haven't seen it, but digging in Reggie Shorts is not a bad title, man. I'm just telling you. Well done. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. There we go. Call it Reggie Short. Man, the Gibbon, stand up. The Gibbon Gang is in full effect. I don't know if you guys saw this. I am sweating profusely because you people are funny. There was a guy. I was on eBay, and I was searching for some books, right? Because I have a blue ocean book that I have my eyesight on. I have my eyes on a blue ocean book, and I actually posted it to Patreon to tell these guys about it. But I had to put my money where my mouth was before I did that post. So I'm on the eBay machine, and I'm looking at books. I'm trying to see what's out there. And I search for Amazing Spider-Man 110. I do the search, and then I see Amazing Spider-Man 110 and 111 first something Gibbon Gang. This guy was using the Gibbon Gang hashtag, if you will, to sell Amazing Spider-Man 110. I thought it was hilarious, and I bid on the book. And I won the book. And then I messaged the guy and I said, I had to bid on this book when I saw that you were using the Gibbon Gang to basically promote the book. And he's like, I actually watch your channel. So I thought that was pretty cool. I did not assume that he was a subscriber to the channel, to be honest with you, because I've actually seen other people get credited for starting Gibbon Gang. And I've heard about other people discussing Gibbon Gang on other channels, which is not, I have no problem with that. So I did not want to assume that he actually knew who I was. And I got a kick out of the fact that the guy actually watches the channel. And he was like, bro, it is an honor. It's an honor to have you buy this book. And he's like, I'm actually going to put something extra in the box for you to be able to give back to the community. So I thought that was really cool. Depending upon how good it is, I may keep it or I may give it back to you guys. We'll see what happens. But I thought that was a really cool thing. It is not a book. The Amazing Spider-Man 110 that I picked up is a raw book. So it won't be one that is given away as part of the Go Collect giveaway, but it was a cool book. It was a decent grade. The price was fair, so I decided to get it. I'll add it to the personal collection. So, what is this? I just missed an ASM 110 on eBay tonight. Got outbid at the last second and could not recover fast enough. Man, my bad, brother. Let me see that you guys. Hopefully, you'll be able to pick up one. Don't, man. I'm gonna tell you guys. Don't spend a lot of crazy money. And I don't think you would do this, Chris, but don't spend a lot of crazy money on Amazing Spider-Man 110. There's a lot of these books out there, man. You guys find one at an affordable price, good condition, all that good stuff. So, Chuck, you're a nut. You are a nut. What is this? Gibbon Gang, man. We are taking over. You can get ASM 110 raw at your LCS. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I go to a lot of local comic shops. I never see ASM 110. I never see ASM 110 in stores, but maybe. Oh, it was only $30. There you go. That's a fair price. I'd buy that all day long. I think I might have paid that for 110 and 111. You know what I'm saying? So don't spend a crazy amount of money, man. I still want to get a 9.8, but I probably need to stop talking about it in order to get the price to where I want to actually pay it to get a 9.8 of ASM 110. What is this? I want to find my ASM 110 on the hunt and in the wild. That's what's up. Adam Close, you know, I respect that, brother. Stop talking dirty. Stop talking dirty. Matthew says there are 4 copies of ASM 10 at Hijinks. Hijinks is a comic shop that is actually not that far from me. It's actually in San Jose, down in Matthew's area. But good to know. Does he keep those behind the counter? I would assume that he would keep ASM 110 behind the counter and not out in the public where people can actually get to it. You know, you gotta get the good books behind the counter when you go see Neil. Let me see what else you guys are talking about. There you go, man. It was definitely an organic thing, Nate. Definitely an organic thing, man. I tried to resist it for a long time, and people like Lee told me to just lean into it, is what he said. There you go. I'm telling you, man. I never see them in the wild. I never find them in the wild. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, they don't have ASM 110 9.8 just raw in the boxes like an 8 and under. Yeah. All good. What is this? I posted Gibbon Gang on Facebook with Gibbon P. You gotta love the Gibbon. All right. So far we've spent some time talking about the new Marvel variant that is going to be coming out on July 15th. It is basically Marvel's line in the sand. It is basically Marvel's thumb in the eye to DC to basically say New Comic Book Day is on Wednesday. So there's, I think there's like 10 books or something like that are actually going to be identified as this new variant of Marvel's that basically highlights that New Comic Book Day is on Wednesday. And so we talked about that. We also spent a little bit of time talking about my channel announcement. That announcement being the fact that I have developed a little project with Key Collector app. They're going to be featuring some cool books that I've actually found in my collection on Key Collector app. Definitely pleased to have an opportunity to expand my influence beyond the YouTube machine, and Key Collector app is definitely a dope app that I've used a lot. I've used it a lot over the last several years and recommend it to a lot of people because it's actually a really, really helpful app. So the last thing that I want to talk about is this right here. And this is a little bit of when you think about it, when you leave this earth, one of the things that I think is a real testament to your time here is the people that remember you and the people that take the time to acknowledge your contribution and take the time to acknowledge who you were as a person. And I can tell you for a fact that there were a lot of people as I was on social media that took some time to acknowledge the contributions of Mr. O'Neill. A lot of people took the time to acknowledge this guy who passed away at the age of 81. And legendary Batman writer Denny O'Neill passes away at the age of 81. And social media was full of not just fans of his work, but I think people that were in the industry that he touched, that actually took a moment to acknowledge his contributions and what he meant to them. I think that that's a real testament, man. When people take the time to acknowledge your contributions, I think that is fantastic. So he passed away of natural causes, and they call him a legendary Batman writer, but man, this guy worked on everything. He worked for Marvel. He worked for DC. He did some TV stuff. I mean, this guy is a legend, literally in every sense of the word. He hired Frank Miller back in the day. You know what I'm saying? The guy is super talented, right? So died at the age of 81, natural causes. Best known for his work on Batman, Detective Comics, and Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, as well as editing several DC Batman titles from 1986 to 2000. He works with Julius Schwartz. Julius Schwartz is a legend in the game as far as DC is concerned, and legendary artist Neil Adams. They are all three credited with guiding the Dark Knight back to his dark roots. And so, again, this guy, you look at the characters that he has either created or co-created. It is a long list. It really is a long list of individuals, and these are just the folks that he actually helped to create or co-create at DC. There's an equally long list of folks that he actually worked on while he was at Marvel. So O'Neill was also enjoyed a fruitful stint at Marvel, writing Amazing Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Daredevil, and was involved with the creation of Madam Web, Hydro Man. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? And I think that this to me is really cool. He named Optimus Prime. That's pretty cool. And I think about all of those folks that grew up in the 80s that used to watch Transformers TV show. My boy now is watching Optimus Prime and knows that name and knows that character. Why? Because of Mr. O'Neill's contributions to this hobby. So, shout out to him, man. Rest in peace, brother, for, and thank you for all of your contributions to the comic book hobby, as well as the larger society, if you will, right? Because there are certain things that he has influenced that have gone beyond those of us that read comics to the larger society. So shout out, rest in peace. All right. So a lot of people sent me messages about this guy, man, over the course of the week. And I just, honestly, I was so swamped with work that I could not take time out to talk about it. But on the Sunday show is a show where we have a little bit more time to be able to talk about some of this stuff. So Comics Closet, Madam Web, ASM 210, definitely a hot book, especially if she does get her own TV show. A lot of people are paying attention to that one right now. John's Comics with Kids, how you doing? Says, I love the Transformers as a kid. Autobots roll out. Rest in peace, my man. Liger King, I saw you, brother. Got away from me there. Optimus Prime, one of those legendary, man, brother. It is such a dope name, right? I mean, it is such a dope name. There are some characters where you're like, you know what? That's just super creative. And then there's others you look at them, you're like, that's just stupid. Optimus Prime, man, that is legendary. So scrolling up through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Yeah, man. I don't know if he created Hydro Man. I think he contributed. I may need to look that one up. I don't know. Did it say that he created Hydro Man? I want to get this right. Fruitful stint. Was involved in yeah, you were right. Involved in the creation of Madam Web, Hydro Man. Yeah. Lady Deathstrike, who I enjoyed. I enjoyed some Lady Deathstrike from my time reading a bunch of the DC. I'm sorry, the Wolverine books. So yeah. Sorry, I read it and did not lock it in. Clearly, Sully 2 King got that one wrong. So shout out to you, brother. Man, how cool is that? Still have my 81 come on, brother. Don't rub it in, Rafi. Just don't rub it in, brother. He says, it's like all these people where I'm like, hey, I wish I had Ultimate Fallout. And they'd be like, yeah, I bought Ultimate Fallout for like $5 2 years ago. People just like to rub it in. No. Shout out to all you guys, man. I'm just having a little bit of fun. Exactly. Optimus Prime is one of those legendary names, man. It's one of those names, man, that will never go away. Soundwave. I see you guys. What is this? My dad and I both grew up on the Transformers. That's what's up, man. I'm actually, you guys saw my show the other day, or my video that I released talking about the Thundercats, right? 80s. And I think I'm gonna do a couple more on various 80s related cartoons that were also comics, and Transformers is definitely on the list. So that really struck a chord with me when I actually read that part. So Dragon Dew, how you doing? You are late, but you are not too late. The show is still going on. So speaking of Ultimate Fallout 4, did you see what yeah, man, I saw what it went for. It went for a crazy amount of money. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I told you guys, man. I told you guys, I think it was like, it's like 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. It's like, I'm not touching the book. Because at $600, I felt that it was too expensive. Then it was $800, and then it was $1,000. And it's just, it's expensive. It's expensive. This right here is the quintessential definition of red ocean. It is the quintessential definition of red ocean. And some may say, if I don't buy it now, I'll never own it. Which might be true if the book continues to go up. I don't know if that's going to happen. And that's just me being honest. I don't know if that will continue to happen. And if it does, then I miss out. If it doesn't, then I save myself a lot of money, especially if I were to buy it now and that price were to come down. The fear of missing out is a real emotion. It is a real emotion that is prompting people to pay a lot of money for this comic. And I hope that folks don't regret that decision. There are a reason why I create the videos that I create. You know what I'm saying? And my goal, honestly, is to be able to say to people, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to actually let one go. It's okay to let one get by you. It's okay to not buy that book, because if everybody's buying that book, there's a whole lot of other books that no one is paying attention to. And the question becomes, where's the blue ocean? The question becomes, where are those books that you can actually snap up at a fair price that you've always wanted, but just are not the hot book? There's a lot of those opportunities, So shout out to my man, Nick, for dropping the super chat in here. Definitely appreciate you, brother. Was that a super sticker? He's dropped a super sticker. Thank you, brother. Definitely appreciate that. Thundercats was fire. Man, did you see that intro that the brother did on that, man? With the sequence of the music and the audio that was going on with the, man, I felt very proud. I felt very proud of that Thundercat video. Didn't get a whole lot of views, but I didn't care because it was a fun video to make. It was a blending of a little bit of a history lesson on the Thundercats. And then it was also a haul of the Thundercats with books from the 100,000K collection. So it was pretty cool. I enjoyed making it. Trey Boogie, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Let me see, scrolling through, it never sold for, I think you guys were having a little bit of a conversation there, so I don't want to involve in that one. It's a bubble, and that bubble already popped. It's all before Miles has his live action. Man, I get it. I mean, I definitely get it. I just won't be the guy dropping that money. Have I ever watched the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon? I want to say yes. And if I'm thinking about the right cartoon, it is definitely corny, but it is still something that I watched, because it is Spider-Man, right? I mean, you expect a certain amount of corniness. You expect a certain amount of cornballness. And it's par for the course. I tried to watch Spider-Woman. That was not good. I watched the first 5 minutes and gave up on that one. But Spider-Man is my man. Patience is bro. Stand up, bro. Stand up. Patience is a virtue, and I will be patient. There are so many other books that you can buy. $1,000 for a modern book, that's a lot of money. I'm sorry. Do you know how many great, amazing Spider-Man books you can buy for $1,000? Man, that's a lot of cash. Most people seem to be saying that due to the proliferation of that book, Fallout 4, it is more likely to flatten out in price over time rather than continue to steep rise. Yeah, and that's the thing. Well said, bro, because the thing is, we don't know. The thing is that we do not know. That book could continue to go up. There are people that could spend $1,000, $800 on that book that will refuse to sell it for less than that because they won't take the haircut by selling it for less than that. Because the thing is, prices decline when people start to sell, either because they have it and they're like, forget it. I want to get 1,000, but no one's buying it at 1,000, so I do 800. Or people buy it at whatever price at 1,000, and they're like, well, I want to sell it because I need to sell it, or because there's other things that I want to get, so I'll sell it for 800 or 600. That's when prices start to come back down. But if no one sells, if you will, if no one's willing to compromise, no one has to sell, then prices don't come down, right? So it's hard to know what's going to happen with that book. But I will tell you, I'm not going to spend $1,000 on that book. I will hold out hope that I will find that book in a collection that I buy. I will hold out hope that the prices will come down and I'll snap it up later. Or you know what? I just won't have it. I'm actually okay with that. As hard as that is to say, because it's a book that I actually want. But I also wanted the first appearance of Black Panther, and I still don't have that because the prices were crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I chose to go after other books like Amazing Spider-Man #1 and X-Men #1 and Giant Size X-Men #1. And I think those were better buys than Black Panther, especially first appearance. As cool as that book is, if you look at the prices of what happened with that book versus the ones that I picked up when everybody was going after Black Panther, I was over here. And I got good books that have continued to go up in value as Black Panther has declined, right? And I think it's actually stabilized by this point. But a very good point. It's hard to really know. It's hard to know. What is this? $1,000 can buy me a cheap flat. Man, I'm telling you. But here's the thing. To each his own. To each his own. My thing is never to tell you guys know this, never to tell you what to do, but to give you a couple of things to think about, right? And that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. So scrolling up through the comments, you can get a mid-grade ASM annual 1 for less than Ultimate Fallout. Those are crazy numbers. Facts. I'll pay a low-grade Batman key for $1,000, man. And that's the thing is, to each his own. To each his own. I'm with you. Metal God, but to each his own, and there are a lot of people out there, man, that have multiple copies of Ultimate Fallout, man. And I applaud those guys for being smart enough to buy that book when they did. It was not on my radar. And then it was on my radar and I did not act quickly enough. And that's my bad. And again, it's sometimes you just have to let one get by you or two get by you. If it does not make sense for what you're trying to do, you kind of gotta let them go. So see what else you guys are talking about here. Let me see. Man, what is this now? The Spider-Man hip hop variant is selling for several $100s. Yeah, man. That my spouse lets me buy comics. I think this is the first time I've actually seen your name in a live stream, brother. You've been in the running for the giveaways a few times, but I think this is the first time that I've seen you in the live stream. Shout out to you. Definitely a dope name. And yes, that one that is the homage to Illmatic, to Nas's Illmatic, it's a dope cover. Do I have that book? I don't have it here. I actually have a comic that I actually found in the collection that shows all of those hip hop variants. And there's many of the hip hop variants that are on this cover. I don't have any of the books, but I have the one that shows the various covers that are available. And I hope to be able to find some of the books because that would actually be cool. So, what is this? I would trade my Ultimate Fallout for ASM. No trade on that one, brother. But again, to me, honestly, I'll be honest with you. That might not be a bad way to go. A trade might not be a bad way to go. I might actually do a trade, right? Because taking cash out of my pocket, I object to, but taking a stack of books that I don't necessarily want or need and trading them for one that I do, to me, I can get on board with that. And that actually might be the way to go. Yeah. All right. So with that, Illmatic. Oh, brother, Thomas Mayo, stand up, brother. Man, I think that dropped in 94. I was a freshman at Howard University in Washington, D.C. And I've never been a big New York music kind of guy. I always felt like New York music was heavy and thick. I prefer more West Coast music, airy, high-pitched squeals, that the Dre beat kind of thing. But Illmatic, man. Illmatic to Cal. There were several albums that came, or CDs that came out during that time that were just really, really fantastic. So, man, there's a lot of books that are moving up there. Do you, Sully Two Kings, man? I was thinking about you earlier, bro. Because there's a lot of books that you've actually picked up, books that you've posted about that I am starting to work my way towards actually picking them up. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you're definitely on to some things there, and I'm trying to take notes, brother. I'm trying to take notes and improve my selection of certain books. So definitely shout out to you for continuing to open my eyes to some of those books that I otherwise would not necessarily be paying attention to. So what is it? Super Honorable Nephew has a bunch of the hip hop variants in his collection. He posted them on IG a few weeks ago. Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like Super Honorable Nephew that much. I don't really like that guy. Cash rules everything around me. Wu-Tang, stand up. Let me see. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna tell you that. In my opinion, The 90s, early mid 90s, if you will, best music ever, hands down. But I think every generation also thinks that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely a huge music lover from that time period. I still probably have a few hundred CDs that I refuse to get rid of because nostalgia. Nostalgia had these massive turnstiles in my dorm room. They were probably about 3 feet tall, and I want to say I had three of them, and just full of CDs, full of CDs. Anyway, let me keep rolling through this. I actually want to give away this book right now before it gets too late. I know on the East Coast it is getting a little late there, so I want to keep this thing moving forward. I can continue talking about comics and rap all day, but this is Masters of the Universe #1. This is 9.8 with white pages. This book is actually going to be sent out to one of you tomorrow. One of you is going to win this book, and then we are going to release it. And then what I'll do is I'm going to give away this book, then I'm going to give you guys a preview of the videos that are going to be released from the channel, because I ran my mouth a little too long. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And I want to give a huge shout out to the folks at Go Collect for putting me in a position to be able to do these giveaways every single week. And I think we are 70 weeks in or something like that. So shout out to these guys for making magic happen. So let me go ahead. We're going to share my screen here real quick. We're going to roll some dice and see how many times we're actually going to have to randomize this thing. This is actually a low number for us. This is actually a pretty low number for us. We rolled 8. 8 is the number that we are going to have to randomize tonight. And again, that is a relatively low number for how we get down on this channel. So let me share my screen one more time. These are all of the individuals. I think there's like 220 some odd people that actually entered this week. Shout out to everybody that was able to figure out how to properly do it. And again, you have my apologies. A lot of people reached out to me and were asking, is it 80s kid? So is it 80'S or is it 80 spelled out? And my whole thing is, if you spelled the word kid correctly, you are in. If you spelled kid correct, you are in. So we randomized this thing a total of 8 times. That is 1 time right there. Scrolling down, that is 2. Scrolling down, that is 3. Here is 4, 5, 6. That's 7 right there. And the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway is none other than Connie. Connie is like a 3-time winner. Connie, I think, has won like 3 or 4 times. Connie, you must be one of the luckiest people I have ever met. Shout out to Connie. Connie, you are this week's Go Collect winner. You are the recipient of this Masters of the Universe #1. Really, really cool book, 9.8 white pages. It will be sent out to you. NC Slapjacks is in there. Kingpin Comics, I see your brother Brandon is in there. My man Vika actually made the top 10, as did Whiskey Fan and Wes. Shout out to all of you guys. And again, shout out to Connie. Connie, make sure you send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com. And provide me with your real name, your government name, which are basically, I'm sorry, your government name and your screen name, which I think are the exact same thing, your mailing address, and I will bundle this up. And I will send this awesome book out to you along with a Go Collect exclusive variant. Send all this stuff out to you so that you actually have it. We'll ask you guys, stay tuned, because we're going to randomize that list one more time. We're going to randomize that list one more time in a hot second. And I'm actually going to give away some Kirby cards. We'll give away a couple of packs of those. So stay tuned for that. So the videos that are going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week, there are 4 of them that we're going to be releasing. And then I'm also going to show you guys the new slab, the book that's going to be given away this week. There's a couple of videos that are going to be coming out Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. One of the videos will actually be another in a series of videos in which I talk about emotions that affect us. We've spoken about fear. We've spoken about jealousy, regret. But what we're going to talk about today, or over the course of this video that it's going to be coming out later this week, is joy. We're going to talk about joy, and we're specifically going to talk about not letting other people steal your joy. And I probably should have spent a little bit more time on this in the video itself, talking about this point that I'm about to make, but neither here nor there. This video is really designed to help new content creators that are out there that are trying to create content. that don't have the benefit of a lot of feedback. What happens is sometimes the people that watch new content creators that speak the most are some negative people, and that negative feedback weighs heavy on the minds of new content creators and also people that are trying to do things in this hobby. And because they don't have a lot of feedback, right, there isn't a ton of positive to offset the negative, because what they get is a little bit of feedback, and it tends to be negative. It weighs very heavily on content creators and people that are out there trying to do things in this hobby. And this video is for them to basically say, don't let anyone steal your joy. There's something you want to do, you do it, right? You do what makes you happy. So that's the video that's going to be coming out. We're going to do another video. It's going to be an unboxing of an AOK. It's actually a really cool AOK. And then it's also part haul, part AOK. I'm going to be doing a product review this week of a product for protecting and displaying one's comics. And I think you guys will enjoy this one. And then I'm also going to be digging in my shorts, and I think people enjoy when I dig in my shorts. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for that video, because it's a good one. I found a couple of really good things in my shorts that I think you guys will like. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for that. So in a video on emotion, stealing joy, unboxing an AOK plus haul, comic protection, digging in my shorts. And then the very last thing is we're going to be doing a podcast. There's a podcast that is actually going to drop on Monday at 7 a.m. That will be dropping, and it'll be available wherever you choose to do your podcast listening. That will actually be there. All right. So this is the new book. This is the Go Collect giveaway book for this upcoming week. It is Spawn 9.6 white pages, Spawn number 1. And what makes this book really cool is that it's actually a newsstand. This is what makes this book cool, because you're like, man, they printed a lot of Spawns. You are correct. But they did not print a whole lot of newsstands. So that's why we're doing it. I've only given away, I think, one other image book. So it's cool to give away another one. And it's also really cool to be able to give away a newsstand. This is not a book that I even have in my own collection. So it was partly cool that I was able to actually find it to be able to give it away to you guys. So definitely stay tuned to the videos that come out over the course of this week. If you do not know how to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is to search YouTube for Regie Collects Go Collect giveaway. There's a whole video that I've set up that explains how to actually enter the contest that is done. And it all starts with you actually being a subscriber of the channel. We are family friendly here, but we like to have a little bit of fun. Fantastic. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. So someone asked me earlier today, my man, Master Blesser was like, bro, how are things going with the Go Collect speculation relationship? And I'll tell you, I mean, Go Collect and I have a really good relationship. I have nothing but a tremendous amount of respect for those guys. I think they have a tremendous amount of respect for me. I have a contact in the marketing department that I talk to every single week, probably at least 2 times a week. And then I talk to the owner a couple of times, maybe a month or something like that. Depends on what's going on. We have a great relationship. There are a lot of things that I think that Go Collect actually wants to do with me that I'm hoping we're actually going to be able to do this upcoming summer. And it might mean that I'm going to be creating more content for them on their channel. At least that's what I hope. They have a lot of aspirations for things that they want to do. And I think that because we do have such a good relationship, again, going on 70 plus weeks that we've been partnered together, I think that there's a lot of potential for us to continue doing things into the future. So I think that their channel has grown by like over 1,000 subscribers or so since I've been doing their speculation videos. Their videos are averaging, I want to say, at least 1,100 or so views per video, which is not bad. And they seem to be really pleased with what they get from me. And I think that that's always a good thing. If a client, if a customer, if a partner is happy with you, that is always a good sign. So shout out to those guys over there. And shout out to all of you guys that watch this channel and also watch the speculation video that comes out on Wednesday. I think there's even a couple of people that watched that video that have joined the channel because of that video over there. So again, shout out to all those individuals that have actually found their way to me here at the channel. I couldn't help but laughing at the comment about the wife digging in the shorts. Let me something just happened here. My channel, it zoomed like crazy. What do I think? Who do you think has better staying power, Null or Punchline? I want to say no. I want to say no. And I say that because Donny Cates is like the golden boy right now. Not to say that the creator of Punchline isn't, but Donny Cates is the golden boy right now. And I think that all roads in Donny Cates' mind lead back to Null. And I think that as long as he is the golden boy, he will continue to do things that basically raise the profile of Null. I think that he is a young guy. I think he's an energetic guy. I think he's a lot of stories that he wants to tell moving forward. And as long as he continues to produce, he will have a long ramp to be able to continue to build onto the legacy of Null, you know, into the future. So I believe that. Not to say that Punchline isn't a good character. I think that Null is, people are captivated by Null. I think that people really, really dig that character, right? Because it's a new character, but it's a character that in some ways is tied to other really fantastic characters that people also love. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the brilliance of it. It's not just new, but it's a character that has been written in such a way that it has these ties to all of these other things. And that's what makes it really powerful. So shout out to Donny Cates for making magic happen. Yeah, I saw that comment. I saw that comment. I don't get involved. I don't get involved with the production side of things. I'm gonna be honest. I actually like some of the stuff that they do. I like some of the animation, but I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, brother. But I have no control over that. I do my clips. To be honest with you, I think part of why they do it is that sometimes my camera does something funky. And so I think they put something over it to hide the fact that my camera is doing something funky, or I make a funny face or something like that. So I think they do some of that stuff to not cover up my mistakes, but cover up things that people might find annoying, you know. But I enjoy the editing. I think it's fun. I don't have the talent to edit my own stuff in that way, but I applaud those guys. Let me scroll down through the comments here because I'm way behind. What's the best way? Wesley, the best thing you want to do is to search here on YouTube for Regie Collects Instagram. Regie Collects Instagram, and there is a fantastic video that I've done that actually illustrates how you can actually use Instagram to sell comics. So I definitely want to encourage you to check that one out. I don't know that I would disagree with that. I don't know if I would disagree with that. You know, I think that's you may be on to something. Anything that Donny Cates touches is gold, but not a big fan of how accessible he is on social media, only because he tends to play used car salesman and may only not only mislead fans into buying his books. You know what? I actually don't read much of what Donny Cates says online. I'm gonna be completely honest. There was actually a really interesting thing that and I still haven't listened to it, that Dr. Dre actually mentioned, and he made a comment, and I think there's even a video that basically highlights that one of the worst things that creators can do is to make themselves too accessible on social media, because there's no mystery, there's no intrigue to it, and by exposing themselves to the public eye, it actually may do more damage than good. And so this could be one of those great examples of how having some mystery might actually be a good thing. So I don't know. Scrolling down through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Thank you, man. I definitely appreciate that. Fun Cooker one says, hey, Reggie, I use your Rakuten link to support the channel. Got some free. That's cool. That's cool. I definitely appreciate that. For those that don't know, there is a link in the description of my video for all kinds of things that support the channel in some way, shape, or form, you know. So like Rakuten is a great program where basically all you do is you sign up You buy something, you get some cash back when you meet a certain threshold. And I think the threshold is like $30. But what's cool is they actually give a couple of bucks to the channel whenever you sign up. So it's actually one of those things that doesn't cost you anything, but it does give a couple of bucks to the channel. Those dollars go to fund some other things. So I definitely appreciate Fun Cooker for doing that. I definitely appreciate that. All right, so let's do something. Jeffrey, thank you, brother, for hanging out. I definitely appreciate that. Hey, Reggie, what is the book next to Swamp Thing? That is Wildcats #1, the gold. That is the gold foil Wildcats #1 by the great Jim Lee. Great book. I think that's actually 9.6. Yeah, it's a 9.6. What? Stealth 2 is out? Shut the front door. I did not know that. Stealth is dope. Thank you for the heads up on that. I need to get to a comic shop and actually read that one. So, Keanu Reeves is mystery. Yes, man. I'm telling you, there might be something to it. I think I'm actually going to delete all my social media. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do because mystery and intrigue leads to more subscribers and more followers and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to cut off all social media and I want to be like Dre. No one knows anything about Dre. I mean, we've been waiting for detox for like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's do something real quick. Let's do something real quick. So I pulled some stats from my channel real quick. And I want to throw this out there. Actually, that's not very helpful. What I pulled is not very helpful. So I want to pull some stats real quick. I want to give away some Jack Kirby cards if you are in the United States. If you are in the US, you are eligible for this because I like to just put stamps on it so it doesn't cost me a crazy amount of money. So if you are in the US, you are in the running. I'm curious if someone whoever gets closest to the total amount of views that I get per month, the closest that I get to the total number of views that I get per month, I will give a pack of cards to. All right. So let's go ahead and do it. The total that I get of views per month for the last 28 days. I want to see if anybody can get this one. And I'll wait. Yeah, these are pretty good. These are pretty good stats. Man, those are woo. Brandon says 1,000. No, brother. Oh man, you guys are hilarious. I should probably set a timer. Let me set a timer here because we will be all day here. We're gonna do this thing real quick for like we'll do like a minute or something like that. Nope, that's the wrong button. We'll do like a minute. Nope, let's do 30 seconds. Forget it. 30 seconds because I've been talking this whole time. And basically what I'll do is I'll start at the top and then I'll scroll down and we'll basically give it away to the person that is the closest to the total number of views that I get from my channel per month. You have to be in the United States. And if you do indeed win, I need you to send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com with your mail-in address and your government name so that I can send this out to you. We are 3 seconds away, 2 seconds away. That is the timer. All right, so let's see what we got. The total number, I will tell you, the total number of views that I get in 28 days is basically 86,000. 86,000 views. 86,000 views per month. All right, so let's see who came the closest. Let me see, 86,000. I don't know if we're going to get anyone near that. 25K, 9,000. 50,000, my man Matt, 55. I see 61. I see 61. 67 is close. Let me scroll through, make sure I didn't miss anything. 450. I wish it was that many. Almighty Larry King just said 1 billion. All right, so let me see. All right, 60. Oh my goodness. 60. Okay, that's 69,000. All right, I think that's the closest so far. I'm scrolling. I don't want to miss anybody. All right, so here we go. Kachung is at 74. 2.5 million. I wish. All right, so I think that's pretty much it right there. I think that's probably the closest There's a lot of numbers in here. All right, so we're going to go with Kachung. We're going to go with Kachung. That was a hard one, I think. That was a hard one. Kachung, you are the winner, sir. Send me an email to Regie@RegieCollects.com. I will tell you that my views are up 68%. Views are up 68% over the last 28 days. So people are like, how are things going? Things are going fantastic. We're up 68% in terms of views, which is a fantastic thing. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to do this. That's one pack of cards. We're going to do another pack of cards, and we're going to do for the person that can get the closest to the number of subscribers that have been added to the channel in the last month. And we're going to do 30 seconds on that one. Number of subscribers that have been added to the channel this month. Man, Wes, brother, we are getting there. It is fantastic how we are getting there. We are adding people left and right to the channel, and I'm very appreciative of everyone that has been part of the channel up until this point, and definitely appreciative of all of those individuals that are choosing to join the channel right now. So the person that gets the closest to the number of, there we go, that is the timer, that it gets closest to the number of subscribers that are being added to the channel. And I'm going to scroll through the number. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Wes was the comment. That was my anchor. All right, so I'm scrolling down. Oh man, you guys are throwing out some big numbers. I wish my numbers. I wish this is close right here. I think 750 is over. 647 is probably the closest so far. That is probably the closest. 647. Dennis is right there. Dennis is right there. We're going to go with Dennis. There's no scientific nature to this. I'm going to be honest with you. There's no nature to this. No scientific. Dennis, you are the winner, brother. We're going to give it to Dennis. Dennis, it is 614. 614 is the number. Dennis, please send me an email to Regie@RegieCollects.com, and we're going to get this sent out to you. All right. So we're going to randomize our list one more time because we're going to give away one more pack of cards. Dennis, you are the winner. Send me that email. So Kachung and Dennis, you guys are the recipients of some Jack Kirby cards. We're going to get these dropped in the mail to you guys, and then we're going to randomize our list one more time. You have to be present in order to actually win. So let's go back to the list randomizer. And again, just a reminder, Connie, make sure you send me that email. I think she's actually in the chat, so she probably already sent the email. We're going to randomize this thing one more time to see if we can give away another pack of cards. And we are randomizing. And Jason, if you are in the room, Jason, put your hand up, and we're going to go ahead and send out a pack of these cards to you. Let's see if Jason is here. Let's go back to that and make it bigger. Jason, you, sir, are the winner. So if Jason is here in the room, put your hand up, brother, and we will get this sent out to you. Again, there is nothing scientific about this at all. So you just trying to have some fun and give away some cards. So still not on the screen. Why? It should be. It should be. Oh, you're saying you're not on the screen. What is this? Wearing my Army Green Swoldier shirt. I see you, Brandon. That's what's up. Nice number of news. Yeah, man. The sub number is up actually. It's actually up double. Which is crazy. I mean, we were averaging 300 or so, a little bit over 300 subs, and that's a lot of subs. That's a lot of subs to be adding, which is great. I mean, views are up 68%, watch time is up 34%, subscriber count has doubled in the last 28 days, which is really, really fantastic. So let's see if Jason is here in the room. It does not look like it. It does not look. It does indeed. If you guys, hey, check it out. If you guys are on the Instagram machine and you actually are watching me on a big screen, take a photo, send it over to me, tag me on the Instagram machine. I'll repost. Anybody that has me on the big screen, I want to give you a shout out. So it does not look like Jason is actually here. So Jason missed out this time. It's all good. All right. So with that, I am going to wrap up this show. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit this evening. I hope you guys had a good time. Again, there's several videos that are going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. One of them is on not letting people steal your joy, unboxing an AOK plus a haul, comic book protection, and then digging in my shorts. And then the podcast is also going to be dropping tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So I hope you guys will tune in to all of the content that's going to be coming out from the channel. And then I also hope to be going live a couple of times this week. We will see how things go. But I want to thank you guys for spending just a little bit of your time with me. If you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. And if you're feeling frisky and need to send me an email, you can do that as well at Regie@RegieCollects.com. And as a reminder, there's a ton of great information on the website. Head over to the website, check it out, RegieCollects.com. Take care. Shout out to my Blue Wrenches and Patreon members. I appreciate you guys. Be well.